Extreme Masters Chicago is brought to you in part by Intel, AT&T, Acer Predator, HyperX, Betway, and Pay Safeguard.
The third and final map here between North and LDLC, and one that many would have not expected to go to a third map.
Yeah,
and
you
it's Mirage.
probably could have said it the last time we went live, like the last map, and most people probably would have agreed with you.
Then I would have seemed like a real dick, though, wouldn't I? Like, yep, LDLC about to get banged out by North. Ugh. Only to you, because I don't like you.
Yeah,
I just forced the cast.
Most people don't.
Oh, if I could come this far on the cable, I'd come give you like a hug. Or something. No, you're not supposed to move further away.
I know. That was sort of the plan.
This guy.
But yeah, well, something else that's not really part of the plan is the fact that we've got to Mirage. And the fact is, when we saw them play against Renegades the other day, they were excellent. I will say that Renegades looked pretty down in the dumps. It wasn't an impressive performance from them, to say the least. And I do expect more from North, but this map definitely isn't anywhere near as strong as Nuke for them. Like, that's a map where I expect them to like beat strong opposition. I think you were looking through some of the stats just moments ago, and like we've seen them like play off against like Fnatic and like the ex guys from Space Soldiers, who definitely haven't looked as good as they used to on Mirage. So, like, that would have been a sort of better sort of stat for them if it'd been like maybe 6 months ago or a little bit longer ago.
And also, it's a long online season that they're playing, right? Yeah. So it's a bit more of this kind of, you get some of these more confusing, less expected results. So
it's one of those maps, especially for the style that we see from LDLC. Like, if you look at the way they played, even on the T side, a lot of it was just exploding out onto the A side, even running in with SMGs, managing to win rounds with pistols. Like, it's not complicated Counter-Strike, but the problem is, people just don't seem to be able to beat it. Like, they have managed to do it against a couple of teams now that I at least expected to beat them, or at least beat them comfortably in the case of North, and they've just not been able to do it. So now we go into the final map where they've just taken a strong win on Nuke. They're going to be feeling good. That's always positive when you're thinking about these sort of players. And the other thing you have to bear in mind for LDLC, there's not really that much pressure here. Qualifying for the tournament was sort of like, okay, they've done very well doing that. Anything more, and you're sort of looking at it going, oh, maybe there's a bit more to this team than meets the eye.
And the thing here as well is AZ had such a good game on Dust 2, that crazy ace clutch that we saw, and now he's in a position where you really dropped off on Nuke.
I think he was double or 11 at one point.
Yeah, so a rough, like, almost unacceptable play point from him, and to the point where you've cost them so many rounds early on that even when they're fighting back, it never seemed like they fully had a chance to win that game, right? LDLC were on top of it. But not to take anything away from LDLC, they played the smart game with not just weaponry, but the economy and just the style of play they had directly countered what North were trying to do. And North were literally just trying to play their game, and it certainly seemed like LDLC were like, hey, look, we're well aware of how this would normally work out. I think when it comes down to Mirage now, though, this is where it gets into that more, a closer game, but a proper aim duel game. I think LDLC can be like, they will comfortably, and this is the thing, from all the maps we've seen so far from LDLC here in Chicago, is one of these things where they play their game, right? They don't try and play to the weakness of the other team they're playing against. They just are aware of how it should be played, and they focus on what they're doing. And it's the chemistry, it's the refragging, it's just their potential that we've seen now up against teams that they've been playing against online, but now you're doing it on LAN as well. And there's a lot of pressure in these situations, like you said there, but the pressure now is certainly on North because you're on the back foot. Yeah. You're not playing up to standard. And okay, yes, you've got Gaden, you've got Cadian in now, but you still have 3 key star players that have been there for the longest time now. I need to see all of them hit again. I need to see a Dust 2.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I think the big thing as well is, if you talk about pressure, you look at the two organizations that are sort of playing off against each other. North, there is far more expectations from that org that this team has to do well. And they should not be eliminated by a team like LDLC. It just shouldn't happen. A team that has to go through the online qualifiers, and that, to be honest, if they had just gone straight out of the tournament, we wouldn't have really been that surprised. Like, we expected them to maybe like come close. I think with the sort of initial match that they played on this map versus FaZe, where they very nearly took it away from them.
16-14.
You now sort of look at that and you go, okay, now they're against a team that this isn't even a map that they are particularly good at anyway. Like FaZe, I would say, a much better Mirage team than North. So you go forward into this and you go, okay, everything we've seen so far, you would almost now want to lean towards LDLC.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that's going to come on to next, right? Is prediction-wise, we went into this, anyone, unless they were a super hardcore going like, yep, LDLC are my team, I'm going for them all the way no matter what. Most people are just logically going to look statistically and say, okay, look, this is what I want to look at. I want North to do it, and I think North will do it maybe 2. Maybe we see LDLC get 1. We're in a situation now where actually I would quite happily say that LDLC have got the upper hand in this. And I don't just talk about like actually in game at this point. I'd say just in comparison to what North have shown us across both maps, even the map they won, LDLC looks to be the better overall team at this. And that's my key factor to why LDLC now have bigger chance here on Mirage.
Yeah, I will say though that both teams did sort of win the respective maps. Although they weren't expected to win them, they were both dominant in their own right. Like I would say that although Nuke, I want to give a little bit more over to North just because on that T side, firstly, if you get bogged down on Nuke T side, it could pretty much happen to anyone. I think you just can get screwed. The other thing as well is they got absolutely wrecked by Economy. Every time they won a round, they were reset. And it was only up until the very last 2 rounds where they had any money that they managed to get the last 2. So again, I feel like we shouldn't, like the chance of that happening again are pretty slim.
Yeah.
But at the same time, well, you can now see the difference in odds. I think they were on like 6 when we started the last map. So definitely looking like people are starting to believe a little bit in LDLC. So
which way are you think this is going? Who's your pick for this map? Because I'm honestly going to say LDLC.
I don't want to jinx them.
Oh, great. So if they lose this now, my fault. I have to take that one on the chin. And who's not taking it on the chin is AZ as he gets bogged down there. Stuck on ticket booth, finished off in the end. KAB nearly denying that plant, does then walk away with the kill. Gades found one as well. And now it's all on Alex, but 48 health. The UK savior, the UK hope, goes down to Valde and North. They do take this pistol round. They get off to a good start here on Mirage, and maybe this is exactly what they needed.
Yeah, the thing is, though, LDLC and Force Buys. Like, we've seen so many of them where they just juggle a few AKs around. They allow their star players to actually try and do the damage in these sort of rounds. And the thing is that it's just happening almost every single time. It's not like they're taking a moment to think about it. They're going, guys, do you think we're going to force into this one? It's literally the second the round ends, they go, okay, we got around 3K each. I'm dropping an AK to you, you're buying, we're getting this utility, I'll have a Deagle. Like, that's the thing. They always put the same players. Like, it's normally Aminex sat on a Deagle. He normally gets a kill with it as well. So they're pretty comfortable going into this. And look at the difference between the buy we saw in the matches earlier when North were playing versus the buy they have now. They've learned from their mistakes. They're going in with the rifles. They're not risking it with SMGs other than the one that's currently sat close on Cadian. He's just going to pre-fire. Already manages to get the opener. There is a trade back from Tuanu, but still the man advantage sticks. However, AZ is gone from action. The problem is the remaining 3 players, one of them's very low, 2 of them are very low, and 2 of them don't have any armor. So they're definitely in a detrimental position here, but they're looking to try and switch things up, leaving Devo Duvek in the corner, and the bomb now looking to go back the other way.
This little sneaky spot here from Devo Duvek hiding tightly in the corner. Slow and steady. LDLC very split up though. Logan's got the AK and he's making a bit of a move towards B. Valde's holding it all on his own. He'll probably play some distraction here and then quickly try to wrap his way around, go down underpass to connector.
You can see the footsteps being made. The thing is, though, a lot of the time, like, the footsteps being made can actually be, like, more of an indicator that they're actually not going that way. Because you would sort of think if you were close enough to hear that why are you making so much noise? There's not even that much time left on the clock. Well, there was enough time at that point that he could still just shift walk. So it's not really sold anything. Also, Valde actually wasn't close enough to hear most of the footsteps he was making anyway. So it hasn't worked. They have managed to get themselves onto the site. Still a chance for a bomb plant, and then you wonder if they'll actually look to try and force it once again. Devo Duvek able to do a bit of damage, but just look how low the remaining players are for this LDLC side. The chance of them getting away with this is so slim, but Devo Duvek actually has managed to kill it. Logan's found another one. Valde is now left in a 1 versus 3. All of these players still incredibly low. Only 33 HP between them when they began this, but the fact is, there's nothing he can do. He doesn't have a kit. He's just waiting to try and do some damage. I have absolutely no idea how North didn't manage to win those fights.
Valdi, he's got one, but he's not going to be able to walk away with the defuse. He doesn't even have a kit on him now, so he's going to grab that AK-47 and run away. But huge work being done by Logan there. Devaduvek chiming in with that kill on to Gade, and allowing them to get into the A site after all that time. Absolutely brilliant from LDLC. Now, chat, I would love for someone to check out for us, just IEM Chicago, how many rounds has LDLC lost the pistol and then won the following rounds? Because they're playing it so smart at the moment. Please let me and Tom Biz know on Twitter, because that would be very interesting. Because they're very well aware of their money. They know what they're playing, and like I said, they don't move away from this game. No. This is their strat, and it's working against some of the best teams. It works against FaZe. It's worked here now against North. We saw it yesterday against Renegades. This is not what we expected from LDLC. As AZ now, though, pushing forward. Alex is ready and waiting for him. Is he getting set up for a smoke or anything? No. Alex will still be able to get the better of him, but he was starting to get set up, so that could have been dangerous based on timing. Cadian wants to get involved as well. He's sat in the smoke, though. Will they be aware of it? No one's checking it out just yet. Oh, Alex right on the corner as well. As it starts to fade, who's going to see who first? And Cadian just backing away, completely unaware of how close he was.
He actually had an opportunity for a few kills there, and I think because he's sort of lurked around the smoke, he's given a false positive over to his team. The A site is a little bit more clear than it is. Look, they're all going over to B. They expect this to be a rotation back, probably because he assumed if I would never get out of there without dying. And he's now left all alone on the site. It's probably just going to have to be another save for North once the push actually comes in, unless Cadian can pull off one of the most ridiculous Deeg kills we've ever seen, just ever, in CSGO history, and I can't say I really believe.
Yeah, you're asking a lot there, Tom, but...
No pressure.
He's poised and ready. Yeah, they're literally surrounding him as well. So from every angle, they're going to start to assault. Amanek's making a lot of noise. We'll walk away with the SMG kill. So again, this is it, right? It's very important here for LDLC, no matter if it's CT or T side. They always play the, cool, let's get an SMG. Cool, let's try and make extra money. Let's bring in a huge amount of economy so we don't get hard resets come into play here. For me, LDLC have also taken on the new economy changes better than some teams certainly have.
Yeah, no, they're exploiting it. And the other thing as well is, the way that they're playing really relies on them getting a bomb plant.
Yeah.
And they do pretty much every single time.
And even then, KOB nearly denied it as well.
Yeah.
Like, it was so close.
So it's like, it's a strategy that only really works if they get a bomb plant, but the fact is they are. And now just look how many players that they managed to keep alive in this round as well. So much cash already being made. And that's the thing. I think that in terms of like teams who've been able to just build up a bank quickly, I think LDLC may be one of the best, at least from what I've seen from them in this tournament. They go into like rounds like 5 or 6, a lot of the time with like 5, 6K plus on every single player, which is unheard of. Once again, though, it's just going to be those rifles that they managed to save. Amanek just looking to make a little bit of extra dosh.
Oh, he's done a hell of a lot of damage there as well, just running and gunning, and even burns Valdi alive.
That was one of the rifle players as well, so that's going to be extra painful for the side of North. Gade is the other. He is in the right position. Unfortunately, doesn't make the right choice. We'll go down to Logan, and AZ trying his best, but he's executed by Amanek. And it's left all on to Cadian. Now, the fact is, even going into the next round, we're looking at, what, 2,400 going in? And for a lot of the players, that will be bare bones.
Oh, no. See this from Amanek, right? Doesn't matter if anyone's trying to shoot him at that point. He's jumping around. He's so active with that MAC-10 regardless. Ooh. He's just going to walk away with, like, being able to do stuff like that. Okay, Cadian gets one kill, but he can't pick up the gun. Then he's quickly found. Only one player dropped then again for LDLC, so that's around with 5 alive, then 4.
Look at the amount of money that they have, and we're in round 5.
6, 8. There was 5 before Toynu bought the AWP. Amanek's nearly on 8 as well. Yeah, this is just solid economy management.
It's going to be an early tactical pause from North this time, knowing that they can't afford to get off to the same start that they had on the previous map.
Well, also as well, right? So this buy is not terrible for North, but just the severe lack of utility means that they can't pressure the map much at all here. So whatever LDLC throw at them, especially, look how many mollies they have. Every player's got a molly. You could potentially waste all of North's smoke straight off the bat.
Yeah, this is also not a team that I'd particularly not like to get a kit with, because LDLC, again, I said it about pistol runs, they are pretty damn good at getting the bomb down, and that's where the clock almost becomes a sixth man for LDLC if they don't have a kit on the other side, as a full 10-second defuse. Definitely not ideal. Anyway, we do have the AWP in onto Twanu. I don't think he was like the biggest factor when it came to their T side yesterday. We'll see if he can have the impact here. There's no AWP to actually face off against him, and you can see that that's going to mean that North come in with a much looser hold of middle. It's only going to be Kirby peeking into it, the rest of the team taking aggression elsewhere. Maybe about to have a duel over on the Palace, but Cadian yet to really take too much aggression. Bomb early on already, going to be rotating back towards the A site now. It is worth noting that LDLC are more than happy to just go for these basic picks. And there we go, actually, Cadian does go for the face, and Devaduvek is going to punish him because of it. Now the T's actually do go for a setup over onto this A site. And you can see that already, Alex is always the man that's just set up ready to hold off any rotations.
He's there to be the real pain in the side of North, no matter what they try to do. Now, LDLC are starting to change up position. KB's in a real good spot here. Can he get more than one, though? Oh, he can't even get one. He was ready, lined up for it. Crosshair position was on point, but Logan, a man that's been so dominant in the previous games, Alex there as well, already in the site, and Gade's like, what the hell? Why is there someone even there? Because that's just a position, right? If that happened to you, you'd be like, wait a second, why is he there already?
How?
Because everyone else was barreling through B, and that's what KOB would have called. So they would have never expected it. That's what you were just speaking about. Alex being so impactful in just them little 1 or 2 frags that he can pick up across a round like this.
Yeah, and I think the problem is with like a lot of teams when it comes to like a player lurking around is it can almost be seen as like a more like baity style. Like there's plenty of players, I think there's one I don't even need to name that everybody's mind has already gone to. And the fact is, in this team, it just works wonderfully because it's part of their setup. The rest of the players are happy to play as almost a forecourt and just leave Alex, the lone Brit. It's almost a little bit like some sort of segregation where he's just on the other side of the map.
He's like, mate, you go over here, son. You just chill.
The rest of them are like speaking French and he's just looking
calmly
around.
No, Alex can actually speak fluent French perfectly, but just to tell chat and before someone gets triggered. But it is kind of how it is, right? Alex takes this role of a lurker, but he's doing it it's a very passive lurk as well. And I like that more than the kind of aggressive lurk we often see. So this is now where we're at a 4-1, potentially 5-1 as North are back on pistols. Not too much money in the bank. They would have had to double eco, hence the extra investment into this round as well. Valdi looking to try and get aggressive at apartments. He's pushed out just past the window, waits for the molly to fade. Amanex there just ready and waiting. See, Amanex not even going to push yet. Just sat right on the edge of that smoke. So how deep does Valde really want to go here? He has got the backup of Gade with the Deagle in hand. Throws out the flash. This will mean he pushes through, and Amanex still walks away completely blind. Okay, he's on 16 health, but he got the kill. Toinu looking straight away, goes in for the fast flick, can't make the first shot connect, but he does get the second. Gade's walked away with a kill onto Alex though, and okay, the North players are now all in the B site, but LDLC, they can just run back, and it's exactly what they're doing. You've got a minute to go. Hey, let's not risk it. What's the point? Smart play.
Yeah, we've noticed that in a couple of rounds as well. Like they get the opening pick on the A site in the previous round, and instead they then switch things up. Now, granted, that almost bit them because Kirby did have such an aggressive position, but at the same time, these rotations have been causing North some problems. Now, they have managed to retrieve the AK-47. The problem is AZ is going to be left out to dry here. Now, they do still have some utility if they need to smoke off that connector. It is going to fall in just on towards the stairs and leave Kirby without any vision. Well placed, trying to find a little bit of a gap. And AZ does actually manage to find one. He's still on the site. They need to clear him before they can do anything else. But, well, quickly, that's what they do. Gade, left alone, knows there's still a man in mid as well. Looking to try and clear that spot. Does at least manage it first. And the remaining 2 players are not particularly healthy, but Devaduvek calmly closes it out.
I like that from Gade, though, right? That showed good knowledge and awareness that he was like, okay, Alex will be lurking around here somewhere.
Yeah.
Problem is, he turned around at the wrong time, and DevDev's like, oh, cool, easy free kill.
I think he may have also killed his teammate, though. I think that was how Kirby died.
Yes, that would make sense.
It may have just been the call. But at the same time, like, just to make sure before he goes pushing anywhere near is always an important factor, because even if it's called, if you're in a 1v3, a lot of the time, you do get tunnel vision onto where the majority of the players are.
It is a buy again, though. Cadian does have the AWP. Can he make this work, though? He's going to hold B, looking down into apartments.
Looking like more of a switch up here. Alex, actually the initial aggressor, and they may look to try and split it. Gade, he may get away with murder. He's dodged the initial bullets, and in the meantime, Alex has been caught out. Logan still finds one back, and the trade's possible as Valde continues the aggression and is punished for it. They had the man advantage there. They didn't need to continue a play into mid. Now the T's opting to take the fight onto the A site. Now they've still got to be careful because there's multiple CTs here. They've left Cadian alone with the AWP. Shouldn't be too much of a problem for him if there is a switch up. The fact is, it looks like the T's this time are a little bit more committed.
Gade couldn't finish off that kill quick enough. Toinu didn't react either, but Amanef was able to get the trade out, so still in a 2v2, and this does favor the T side as DevDev waiting in the wings. Cadian goes down. That's the B site empty as well now, and you'll see them. Okay, the bomb is down, but it's a position where Amanek knows he can try and get in. AZ not looking the right way, didn't know where to look or where to turn. And LDLC now 6-1 up, T-side Mirage. And for North...
Amanek has 16k.
And he's not even had his trusty auto shot either. He's just relied on SMGs and AK so far. Now, going back onto that last round, right, my thing I really didn't like there was both teams are playing like they were T's, but remember, only one team can be T's, and North just over-aggressively took it. Yeah, I'm just educating you a little bit more. I know you don't play Counter-Strike enough these days, mate.
I like that. They're actually just going to throw the AWP out. Like,
what?
Okay, I need to see what happened there. I think
production, give us a replay. What happened?
Oh, that's
my
in
God.
middle.
No. Did one of them go for the jump and then one went to spot it? Either way, David Duvek just wrecking both of them. Look at the body positions.
That's very uncomfortable.
How God.
He must have, with the way that how far the body's actually gone, I think he must have jumped.
Yeah, mid-air, body gets banged and he's got no hope. Cadian's looking to try and get some damage done here. One player is low, he walks away with it, but already, as he goes to get the gun, Alex, no problem at all for him. Now it's just AZ and Gade. I think here, AZ just go for that weapon that's on the floor as long as LDLC haven't thrown it away. Try and save it into the next round.
Yeah, well, you can see Alex is just man-marking it, waiting.
Yeah, smart. There you go. Throw it back. Oh, okay, he didn't expect that at all. Fair play from Gade. Manages to get the Deagle headshot in. Molly goes out, though. It's going to keep him at bay a little bit longer. Still, though, both Gade and AZ unable to get their hands on the weapons they want. And Devo, he wants to deny this at all possible options. Gade walks away with a second kill after AZ did dink him down.
May get pushed to him.
Yeah, Logan's on it. Oh. Logan. He was expecting to be a little bit further forward, I'm sure, like maybe going for the weapons. Either way, an 8K is not a bad pickup there for the North players, but you're still 7-1 down. And the thing is, Cash is a map where you get a regular 8-7. Sorry, the Mirage and Cash, they play out pretty similar at this point. But
Cash is what Amanek has.
Both, lots of Cash. But both of them maps, right, Cash and Mirage, are the kind of we see regular 8-7, 9-6 half. LDLC at this point, they could be looking at easily 10 rounds plus on their T side here.
Yeah, looking very strong indeed again. And North have had absolutely no response. Again, there's been some quiet performances from some players that we expect quite a bit more. In fact, there hasn't really been a strong performer. We've got Gade up the top of the board at the moment. 7-5, it's reasonable. But then you look at sort of Kirby 2 kills, Cadian 3 kills, Valde. It's not been just a good performance overall so far. And LDLC on the other side of things, well, you've got Devidovec and Logan both up 8. Amanek's only died once. He also has 8 kills. It's starting to get a little bit out of hand here. So important pause. Valde now with the secondary AWP, and they've switched up the strategy. Now the bomb's just going straight in. They've tried to change the pace, but it seems like the CT side have the read. They've got 4 players ready and waiting on A, and they're going to start to go aggressive. They want to take the fight to this French team. Devaduvek may be caught out by Gade as well, but Twanu quick to trade things back. Kirby now pounces into life as he finishes off one more, and Twanu now has to try and earn some style points as he's got 3 players to find. Does manage to avoid the flash and actually take the pick, but Cadian comfortably converts as we see a second for North.
I really want to see that AWP replay as well, the double. Second round on the board, though, finally for North. Is this something that they can try and work with here? Because getting reset at this point for North is just crippling. It will secure LDLC getting the 10 rounds if that's what comes into play. I feel as well, look, Alex straight away on the Mac 10. Amanek's money's dwindling a little bit. I'm guessing he had to drop a couple of weapons at the same time. LDLC looking to go for a fast B bust. Alex leading the charge of that Mac 10. The nades have done a lot of damage from North. Utility working out from Valde and Gade, looking to get this on lockdown now. The change of pace coming out of here from the LDLC players might be the thing that kind of ends up being going against them here, because, yeah, North ready for it, ready and prepared.
Much better from them, and they actually have managed to do the dirty on the amount of money that LDLC actually had, starting to build up some cash of their own. Now, the purchase here from LDLC, I expect a few pistols may be brought in. Now, they do love their 4 spies, but I don't think they've realistically done enough damage that they'll be able to break the economy, so I don't so much see the value of it.
Yeah. They literally just have to win the round clean out, wouldn't they?
They could potentially, what I would like to see is maybe just get Amanek and AK. Give him the chance to do some damage on his own. He doesn't go down too much in terms of economy, but will be a little bit less than the rest of his team going into the next round. But I don't think that's too much of a problem, and he is playing fantastically well.
He can also buy it just out himself and still be fine for the next round.
Oh, they're actually going to fully
They
invest.
see, they're doing their usual. Galil, Mac 10, AK-47, Amanek maybe looking if he drops over a weapon to Alex or buys into his zone. He's going to buy his own. He's going to go for the utility as well. So yeah, full investment from LDLC. They do want to stop this.
I'm trying to make the 4 spies work. I feel like I actually have a fair bit of faith in them in these sort of scenarios. It seems like when the going gets tough, LDLC, they get themselves going, because this is the chance really for North to get themselves right back into this game, and Kirby is already going to kick things off with a double in mid. He's gone very aggressive. Gade also well placed and drops the bomb as well, so no real chance here for LDLC in this position. Twanu trying to sneak into the site.
Just walked past Valde, who's scoped in at the moment looking at apartments.
Oh, he's worked out as well. This will be a free kill for sure. He's actually just going to continue his push instead. Cadian hasn't spotted him. I don't know how. Does he get both here? It's going to be difficult with a Mac 10. And actually, Valde just quickly moves out of the way. Still going to keep pushing, and he has found the second kill. Needs to go for a 1 versus 5. There is an AWP there. His weapon of choice, the AWP for the team.
This is the way to get it done if you're Toinu. Not so much a clutch, but just do the damage, right? A clutch would be amazing, but I mean, any weapons he's taken from on a regular basis here is going to be painful to North. Oh, goes in for the spam. There's actually a player around that area.
Yeah, the real problem for him here is the bomb position, and he actually just going to throw the AWP away, try and make it so that they won't be able to keep that into the next round. That's an extra purchase that needs to be made. Actually, there's a second one as well. Can he get rid of 2? Ooh. I think Kirby may actually be able to retrieve that, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. And that's at least something into the hands. They can actually buy up another one if needed.
Who's the in-game leader for LDLC?
I don't know.
Let me have a look. Escapes my mind.
Either way, this time...
I thought it was Toinu.
T's are going to be taking the hit. Got themselves some Deegs alongside Amanek with a little bit of extra cash, obviously saved from the previous round. Still a chance to purchase that AWP going forward, although...
It doesn't actually say who the IGL is at the moment for LDLC, but they do have Ozstriker. Bloody hell, he used to play against him in 1.6. He's their coach. He's still kicking about.
This is another opportunity for more cash to be built up for North. They've definitely turned things around since the tactical pause with a streak of 3 and the 4th fairly likely here. They've got a much better buy than their opponents, but the closer they get, the more dangerous things become. AZ is going to get overwhelmed, and Cadian actually caught in a horrible position will go down as well. Davidovec doing great work with the pistol, and now Amanek has managed to retrieve himself an AWP. I think this may be a caster curse again, as they should have been around going the way of North. Now things are called into question. It's mainly Deagle still. They've got that AWP, and now Valde left in a 1 versus 3 situation, caught in the open and out of absolutely nowhere once again. LDLC are running into the round and find themselves an 8th.
And that was a solid performance. Devo, Amanek, and Toinu all chiming in to make that work. And that's a round where North will be thinking, okay, this isn't the way to go. Chat's got many different ideas on who actually the in-game leader is, so I'll have to drop someone a message and try find out exactly who it is, because that's the interesting part. I want to actually understand who's making these calls the whole way through, because LDLC, they've got a very unique style of how they're playing out CSGO at the moment, and it's certainly something to be admired.
It's enjoyable as well. And well, again, they start things off with a double in middle. The point of contention that really hasn't gone the way of North. I don't think they've had mid-control once throughout this game. They had the one round where Kirby was able to find players running onto short. But other than that, the actual challenges they've had, the aggression they've had has always ended up with either an even scenario or LDLC with the advantage. And once they get the advantage, that's where these fundamentals come into play. That's where this trading that is so good for this team just works wonders. They now just go back into a default setup, looking to try and take this A site by storm. AZ is waiting though, but only one available as the trade is effective. And again, just look at the kills going back and forward. Every time a kill comes in for North, right back are LDLC. Valde once again, I said it once, I'll say it again, it's gonna be the 1 versus 3. Does at least manage to get himself that first pick this time. He's got to be careful from CT. That's not going to spread anywhere near Logan unless the fire decides to climb the stairs. And because of that, he's got to try and push back past. Not going to happen. A 9th on the board, and now the economy of North is ruined.
LDLC getting closer to that 10th, and so we're hearing at the moment that it's Amanek and Alex that swap out the calling depending on maps.
Oh, okay.
But the thing is, right, what it comes down to is something we spoke about earlier, right? The fact that a lot of these players have played for quite a long time together. Davidovec and Amanek, they played obviously at Misfits, learned so much from that, playing against some of the highest stuff as well. And I think the great thing here is that we actually see just team chemistry come into fruition as Davidovec gets domed by Gade. They're going to grab themselves the AK-47 there, but this was just a full rush from the CTs, which now allows LDLC to just run straight into this B bomb site. So it'll be no problem for them to overtake it here. Bit of utility being used, but the CTs aren't close enough just yet. And if you're Valde, just hold on to that AK for the next round, because you're still going to need it ideally. Maybe you can work something off of that. Logan's in a good spot. And this is the problem, right? Where LDLC had so much map control, they can pretty much go wherever they want. And here we go. There is an interview on HLTV. Alex is saying that he shares the lead with Amanek, but Alex took it fully on Mirage, though. So that's nice, though, because players who maybe feel more comfortable on certain maps, you can change it up during mid-round calls as well. The LDLC is the team that is functioning as a team, which we so often don't see all 5 pieces come together.
Yeah, no, they're playing very, very well indeed, and looking to try and get themselves that 11-4 half. The 10th will go their way. A little bit of extra damage done by Valde. Of course, it doesn't play any part in terms of the economy of his opponents. They have so much cash to buy into this next one, but at least he manages to keep that rifle in hand. That's something extra, some more utility that can be brought in. Well, Cadian actually going to be ending up on a FAMAS, which will be dropped over, so he has utility as well. It is 10 rounds, though, for LDLC, and that's the thing. Maybe not so much on Mirage, but we've definitely seen stronger CT sides from them. So that's a scary prospect when it comes down to the next. I didn't even think
about that for a second. It's their T side that's been our questionable point on LDLC, and look at this result. Look at this score so far. Alex looking to enter into the A site, though. Already know on AZ's position, sneaks in, but AZ and Gade, they poke out at the same time. Logan, though, he's found 1 kill. Can he get anything else done here? KD's going to be pushed away by the flames. He's burning up a little bit, but does move in time. Maybe took a little bit too much damage there. 3 versus 3, and KD wants to be a little bit more sneaky here. Going to go upgrade his weapon as well. Look, you walked past an AK, KD. I know you're not trying to make too much noise, but you got a FAMAS, mate. Please go back and get it. Oh, man.
Maybe it's the sound. He doesn't know where they are, doesn't want to make a sound. Just be a little bit sneaky. Problem is...
I'll give him that, but now he's cleared it out. It's kind of like, okay, I haven't found them. Let me just go get that better weapon, you know? 1 bullet ability.
Maybe believes in the FAMAS. We'll see. He has got a great position at the moment, but he doesn't know that they're coming in from behind.
Great position.
So already going to go down. Don't think it mattered what gun he had there. Shot in the back and the bomb going down on the B site. We'll have the rotation coming, but no kits. So time really is of the essence, and Twanu actually just going to be holding around the corner. Gade loses his head, and AZ is left in a clutch spot, which I can't really see him winning. No extra utility after that smoke to be thrown into the site. We'll be looking for the kill. Twanu spots him on the cross as well, and it's as simple as it gets. An 11-4 half, especially after the streak of 3, which actually gave them a little bit of hope. LDLC bounce back, and well, we're going to see if North can do the same after the break.
$11-4 first half from LDLC, and look how the odds have changed.
I think that's
on
the first
Betway.
time that I've actually seen the odds in favor of LDLC. Even when they were this dominant in the half on Nuke, I think there was still many believers in the comeback, and I think many of them have disappeared. It's not going too well at this point. A pistol definitely needed if they're going to be able to turn the tide. Otherwise, LDLC are just going to look to run over them. And look at the read they've got at the moment. 3 players currently over on this B site, waiting for the push to come in. The smoke will leave one of them isolated, but Alex is still here ready and waiting. He's going to get overwhelmed, and Valde has got an important double into the site. It's looking like this pistol may be locked already, but Logan with a quick kill may be able to give them a chance. That easy pick could have been enough to really open this round back up. Instead, they know exactly where him and his teammate are going to be. You can just see now North are much more passive. They're waiting for this. Kyobi decapitates Amanek, and Logan, the only man with a kill on the LDLC side, left with it all to do. It isn't going to be happening.
LDLC don't have too much luck on the opening pistols, do they really? Just pissed around, then we're like, oh, okay, didn't get a chance now, so we'll maybe force into this one, wait and save it and buy into the next. Either way, LDLC always seems to have a plan, no matter what goes on in these scenarios. North, though, at least they can get a few brownie points here as they pick up this round. And that was a very convincing... The crazy thing is, LDLC were ready for it, and it was still very convincing there from North to just push in and dominate. And now they've got a lot of AKs into this with one MAC-10 and an MP5. MP5 up on Gage. That's why Bastion's observing him, because he knows I love a bit of MP5 action. Then he swaps. Thanks, Bastion. Glad you're listening, mate. Glad you're there. Nope. Yeah, he failed. Anyway, Caden got a kill at least. And he got a second one as well as we view a dead body. Gade finally chimes in. Alec trying to walk away, at least doing some damage. Pulls off a very nice second headshot, but it's not going to be enough to slow down North, as they do make it 11-6 now. But already the money stacked up here for LDLC, and straight away they go in for the buy. They're using the new economy changes to their advantage. You love to see it.
And they get themselves the rifles. Obviously, there is still the argument for forcing into the previous round and then having an eco here and having a stronger buy with an AWP extra utility. But this team is pretty good at working under pressure, making sure that they do the best with what they've got, and even like having rifles missing a lot of the time, still able to pull off rounds. At the same time here, we're seeing a much more passive setup from them. Right at the back of the site, nobody peeking into middle, not looking to take any fights, which is not something you see too often with a team that don't have much utility. Normally there's a lot more aggression when you have those components missing. The fact is, with no vision over into middle, this is going to be very difficult for the remaining CTs on B to actually hold on to. However, spray through the smoke does a lot of damage to KD, and Gade still able to find that opening pick. And it still looks like they want to split into this B site.
Good positions from both the CTs in sight, but Valdi manages to find the opener there. Oh, and Amanek missing the crisp, clean headshot he could have managed to put in. Instead, he hits the dust himself. He gets smacked down, and now Toinu all alone. 5v1, and his hope is just to hold on to his weapons at this point. Crazy thing is normally it's LDLC that we see doing better on their CT side. They had a substantial lead here, but North, they're going to try and make this look real clear and clean as they try and find their way back into this one.
It's interesting for me that their team of LDLC look very heavy on the AWPs on their CT side, but they never do go for that sort of earlier force buy, try and work it with the pistols when they do have some very good pistol players, and then buy in that sort of normal scenario in the fourth round with the AWP. And I think for a team like them, that would actually work a lot better, because they have multiple players who want to be bringing in that AWP, and it works for them very well. Like, we've sort of seen the double AWP of Toinu and Logan be very successful across different maps. Amanek pulling it in as well at times, so I'd actually like to see them take, okay, the sort of normal hit that we'd see, give them a bit more of an opportunity to bring the weapons they so dearly love, because I expect to see double AWPs in on this map. At least for now, though, North running the show. They started off their T side strong, made some bank behind it, and this should be another scenario where they're able to keep the cash flowing in the right direction as well. CT's here, main aim of the game. Take a couple of players down. Get some weaponry into their hands, maybe remove a few dollars. I tried to combine the words, refuse.
Refused. Tom's face right now, he's just disgusted with himself. Yeah. Either way, it's going to be Amanek trying to hold on to this AK-47. Gade's going on the hunt just behind him, with that bomb already ticking away. Shouldn't be too hard for him to hold on to it. As we now see another round on the board here for North, as LDLC's pretty convincing lead starts to dwindle away here. Now, having that AK is certainly going to help them going into this buy. Amanek's got cash for days. Toinu's got the AWP back in his hands, and now we're going to see a bit more utility for them to flex with here. North, though, it's just it's the confidence plays, right? They're just going straight in, winning the aim duels, feeling Feeling, I think they're actually, okay, look, guys, we did have a rough half, but we know we've come back from worse deficits than this.
Well, the other thing as well is if we look back to Nuke, one thing they never really had on their T side was money. And this is something that they have for days at the moment. However, the first couple of kills straight in to that CT side, and also the push on the other side of the map hasn't gone well either. In fact, every single duel has just been won by LDLC. Gade is left thinking, where has everybody gone? 30 seconds into the round, and he is left alone. He's at least got the bomb.
It wasn't even like they spent loads of utility early on here from LDLC, right? That was just good positions. North pushed into A. 2 players got taken down early on. Alex coming out there from mid as well. Very solid play. Amanek tries to get a bit aggressive, but Gade will finish him off. So at least one player's down for LDLC as of now, but Amanek's the one with the most bank behind him, so his rebuy is not going to be the real problem here. And Gade at this point just needs to do some serious damage.
Yeah, looking to try and at least make things costly. This is the first proper buy we've seen from LDLC. Currently, up to this point, they had a decent amount of loss bonus behind them. In fact, maximum was on the card, so that will leave them after this point. And with the T's with so much cash, they really do have a good chance to set a reset, but he needs to find a kill or 2 more. It's not going to happen. Davidovec will finish off the team ace and add a 12th round onto the board for LDLC, but as said, the buy is coming right back in.
Yeah, it's going to take a couple more rounds for LDLC to really hurt the economy of North. And the thing at the moment for LDLC, right, is normally in these situations where we saw Amanek go down, he probably would have bought into an SMG if he'd known that North were going to be potentially on an eco, try and farm up some more of that money on their CT side. But it's not an option as of yet, just because North got the quick 4 rounds on the board to start the second half off here. Now, Cadian expects someone to push up towards him at mid. He's just going to hold back a little bit.
He's much more of a default round from them. A little bit of utility thrown into mid. They're going to fall back to the A site. Now, in terms of the setup for the CT side, it really doesn't have that much defense from Connector, and rotational positions are not great. They've gone so aggressive to B. Now, the thing is, if the push continues for Amanek, they can find out all the information, but I think they're going to find out just that little bit too late. Logan's going to have a lot of work to do, and in fact, he can't see a thing. The smoke surrounds him, at least keeping him alive. He goes aggressive, but is met by his opponents. Tuanu in the back of the site is there with the AWP, and he's going to be isolated off, and Alex just trying to use this smoke to his advantage, but it's a very quick trade coming out from the T side, and they continue their reign. Davidovec denies the plant again. That bomb seems to be cursed at the moment for North. Anybody who picks it up is the man to hit the deck. Still an opportunity here, but Valde pretty much puts this one to bed. It's left onto Amanek. 1 versus 3. Is he going to deny the plant again? Not this time. Valde will be there to survive, although, well, I was going to say he should have been the next one to die, but he finds the frag anyway. 3 for him in this round, a 9th on the board for North, and they're slowly bringing this one back.
We spoke about the economy here for LDLC. They wasn't able to build too much behind it, which means they've got a big decision to make here. One player I want to point out quickly for North is just Valde. Since coming into the second half, he's been the point man, right? Straight off the back of that pistol, rolling in, block headshots galore, and now he's going to keep this dominance up because that was a key play to help them close that last round out here.
Already though, T's looking like they might want to pick up the pace a little bit. Gade, he's going in with that MP5. It's the pistol to work for Davidovec, but this is more of an eco round. Cost needs to be picked up for LDLC. They want to try and reduce the amount of money that is there for the T side. So far, it's not looking so good. They've managed to get a single kill, a second actually for Logan as well. So at least not a huge amount of money will be made in this next round for North. The question is, can he do anything more?
Logan tried to sneak in through that smoke as well. He wanted to try and grab that AK-47, but he wasn't able to make it work. Alex has picked up 1 though, rolls in and still believes there might be a bit of a chance here for them to work with.
They've got a
More damage as well. Alex could just sit on it. AZ's going to come around the corner. He's looking for the options, but he does finish off Alex. It's Amanek and Logan. They don't have weapons to play with here, but this is interesting. Logan coming on the flank. Oh, no! And
he gets the knife as well.
And the knife.
They kill every single player. Okay, everyone in the server dies, but bear in mind, LDLC were just saving money in that round, so that's a huge bonus for them. They could even pull in a double AWP if they so desire, which they do. So that will be purchased up, thrown over, and Logan can even get a rifle with full utility as well. And the T's, they lose a lot of the buffer they had. They still have some extra money in the bank, but it's just that buffer of being able to lose a round and not be sat in a, well, at least close to an eco. 12-10. LDLC, they don't manage to steal that one away, but it was still a successful round for them.
Bit of damage being done quite early on here to KB. He goes down straight away. He tries to jump out a window. Toynu's hitting the shots as well. Looks in to get a second. Can't make the shots connect, but Devo Duvek is there. As they barrel out of the B apartments. Devo Duvek does go down, but it's all on AZ in a 1v4, and it's crazy to see the 4 players of LDLC are alive. North just going for the standard B execute bust, but it's not going to be enough, and LDLC, as they keep winning out rounds slowly here, 13-10 now. North, money is dwindling. They will be able to buy into this, but this could be the last buy with no plants coming in. LDLC, they know how close they are to breaking this, and we already see the double AWP setup come into play here, which is a big investment to be considered.
Yeah, something they had in the previous round, but now we get to see whether or not they can actually pretty much get them the game. Like, the money is just in a poor situation now for North at the worst possible opportunity. That 5 kills that came in the round before really did do the dirty for the amount of money that they'd built up over time. They're looking like back to basics for North, just with a standard setup over towards this A site. They're already getting a 3rd player there from the CT side. They put a couple in towards the spawn. One with the AWP Logan there to support, who still having a pretty good game. It's a fairly even scoreboard, in fact, for LDLC. Alex a little bit further behind, but now we do have this push in onto the site. Alex is going to be isolated, but he's going to try and play the edge again. Doesn't work out. Twanu through the smoke at least gets an opener, and he's close to finding a second, but it's not quite there for him here. Still, though, they're happy with this situation. In fact, Alex even catches another and gets the bomb onto the floor. That has to be retrieved. Cadian through the smoke, though, gets the first, and it's the man on the AWP round the corner, but Twanu still manages to keep himself alive, and it's left all onto AZ. He's had an impressive clutch already in this series today, but this one would top it. He's got 4 kills to find, and only 1 hits the deck. North at least get themselves a bomb plant, but it's only a 2nd round of loss bonus, not a huge amount of money into their pockets. And if anything, I think they have to take the eco and play for OT.
Toynu on that round. Didn't matter the pressure that was thrown towards him. He was still able to put the hurt onto North as they tried to push into CT spawn to finish him off. And you got to say, as soon as LDLC start bringing out the snipers, whether it's 2 or 3 like we saw yesterday, they're able to deliver in some way. And this is like the tactical. We've only got 1 remaining now for North. They're running out of options. They're running out of rounds.
Yeah, that's
LDLC are on the 14th.
That's the thing. It's like they've got 1 more, but they've only got 2 rounds anyway. So if they lose 2, it's over. So the fact is, if they need another tactical pause, it probably means they're up against map point. Obviously, in this scenario, it was sort of the talk through of whether they should buy or not. It looks like they're taking the risk. Obviously, another bomb plant would give them an opportunity for another buy, but even that wouldn't be a particularly good one. So the chance that we may not see another full buy from North unless they can win one of these rounds. Now, I'm expecting something a little bit faster, maybe a push over towards the B side. We know that the double AWP setup is in play for the CT side, so if they can get these opening picks, negate the AWPs, then there is still an opportunity there. A little bit of mid-presence going to be thrown in from Cadian, but it does look like the majority, at least, are going in that direction.
Joy, it's funny, because I had a guy tweet me and say that because when we casted LDLC yesterday, that we must be the good luck charm for them to win. So if they win again here, he's going to be over the moon. I'll take casting LDLC games. They're certainly entertaining. As Alex looks to mow him down, he can only walk away with 2. Rowley chimes in with the UMP, but how much further can he get here? He's got health to work with. He's actually in a good spot now. Smart use of the smoke. Going to block off connector, make sure he just stops that rotate coming round. If Amanek goes down here as well, I can see a world where North can try and take this round their way, and that's exactly what's going to happen as Cadian runs round spraying with that MP5, the beautiful weapon. Back in the game.
This is a close position here, waiting See if anybody's going to make a move from LDLC already. Twanu is going to take one from the back of the site. Cadian maybe looking to try and push in onto his position here, but I don't know if he'll know. There's a second player there. Pop flash going to be thrown in as the bomb does manage to be planted. The fact is they still haven't retrieved anything other than their SMGs, so they're still in a weaker position. Logan manages to avoid the flash, takes a lot of damage, but so does Valde in return. There's also a fight going in onto middle. I think they may know where the last player is, as it's all left onto Cadian here. And by the looks of things, he's actually found an AWP. The problem is, there's already a smoke down. They may line up. If he takes the shot, he finds the kill. There's another man just on the other side. Logan now going for the defusal. There's nothing he can do about it. Cadian tries his best, but it isn't enough. And now it is going to come down to it once again. Still making things costly. 15 and 10.
Sorry, Cadian at that point would have been better just to literally sit there and hold it, man. There was no need for him to take that jump and go up and try to go through a window. He got the first kill. He had the line up there. It was a smart point.
I think maybe he was just expecting that they wouldn't just go straight for the defusal, but at the same time...
You got 2 CTs alive. Of course you're going to go for the defusal. Come on, Cadian. Come on, Cadian. Either way, 1 round is all LDLC need. North, again, very limited on what they have into this round. Alex is going to go for an aggressive position here at middle. No one's going to meet him yet. Gade's waiting in the wings. Oh, he's just spotted him as well. The question is, I don't think Gade saw him. Flash goes out. Alex can just wait. I do not believe that Gade would believe he is going to be sat in this point. And now there's 2 players working their way up. He comes out, but he only gets 1 for all his troubles. KAB goes down. Gade replies. 4 versus 4 now. The B players are going quite aggressive as well. Both Devaduvek and Amanek, that deadly duo, previously of the Misfits fame, looking to make more of a name for themselves here on LDLC as well.
Look at that, they throw out a little bait smoke. Is Gade going to check the angle? It looks like he's aware of the potential, but he doesn't know that Devaduvek's around the corner. The second player's ready and waiting, and he finds him as well. That's the bomb dropped. Cadian will at least catch 1 man trying to rotate, but they've got to go running all the way into the apartments. And the problem is, even with 40 seconds, that's not a whole lot of time to clear all of the necessary angles, retrieve the bomb, and plant it. They need themselves a hero here. Now, AZ's got himself Banks' weapon of choice. We'll see if he can make a difference with it. Amanek just waiting on the angle. No. He spots the hands as well, does miss the shot, but it's more of a bait and switch as Devaduvek gets his triple. And Cadian, it doesn't matter what he does here. There is no time. No. North, they have been eliminated from this tournament, and it is LDLC who have done it. It is going to be a couple of maybe kills to go the way, but the fact is you can see LDLC are gone. They're not even going to bother going for that final frag. Cadian, you can jump all you like. It's not happening. 16 and 10, LDLC are through to the next bit of the lower bracket.
I'm impressed. LDLC, right? We said it yesterday, them beating Renegades was good. That was what we wanted to see. I wanted to see them go up against another higher opposition opponent in North. They've done it now. And they didn't just do it like in a very close fashion every single game. That Mirage performance was incredibly well played. North still showing that they aren't fully there with this new changes to the lineup, and they are looking very, very strong. I certainly want to see now what LDLC can do at the rest of this tournament, because it is getting exciting, Tom.
Yeah, they're definitely not a team that you can sort of sleep on anymore. Like, you've got to give them the respect that they deserve. They've taken down Renegades, they've taken down North, and move forward in the tournament. And, well, the fact is they even nearly took down FaZe. So I think at this point, their teams need to be showing them more respect. And the way that they've been playing the game as well, it's not like they're going for any sort of hard counters versus teams. It's not like it's a tactical mastermind like we used to see with Flipside, where they'd upset someone along the way and you'd be like, oh, well, you can clearly see that they've done this to stop someone doing that. They've switched things up. But in this sort of scenario, it just seems that actually they've played their own game and they've still managed to win.
And that's what I love, right? It wasn't a factor of LDLC had to really hard counter what North was doing there. It was LDLC playing their nice fashion there. A very convincing first half. Started to slow down a bit. You saw North get a bit of momentum. But overall, LDLC still went for that kind of, I'd say it's now their little iconic styles of play, right? You're getting these moments which we've seen over not just the online play that we were praising of LDLC so far. This is a LAN performance style.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go back and watch some of the ones where the chat was saying that actually it's been so loud from the LDLC camp that it can be heard. And rightly so, right? You are doing what people did not expect you to be able to do.
For sure. Yeah, no, a fantastic performance from them. And the other thing that you have to take from this as well is it's not like they're going through best of ones. This isn't a Swiss format where they're just like eliminating people based off, okay, we've beaten them in a best of one. This is best of threes. They beat North on Nuke. They lost their map choice, won the opponents, and then they finished off the game on the third. So I think all we can really do is to just give them the props they deserve.
Exactly, and that's certainly what we're going to do. But that is us finished here on the B stream for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be back tomorrow. You've got SEO and Jackie just for the first games, and then me and Tombiz will be back for the rest of them. It's going to be our last day of the B stream. It's been a lot of fun, and we will see you guys tomorrow.